Welcome to Comic Power. I am your host, Comic Killer 72. Today we're doing a new segment called the Quick Flip. In comic book investing terminology, the quick flip normally means you have something for a very short period of time that you sell for a profit and had no intention of holding it for the long term. At my channel, I'm going to incorporate the phrase quick flip and make it mean real down and dirty, real fast information about this channel and other comic book news. Today we're going to do it in 9 minutes and 10 seconds. Okay, now that you understand, let's go ahead and get right into it. If you don't know who this man is, then you should. He is Kevin freaking Feige, president of Marvel Studios. He's been in charge of the Marvel movies going back to Iron Man 1 back in 2008. His nickname is the Godfather because he's the guy in charge over there and he's running a well-oiled machine. The reason that Marvel has succeeded and DC has failed in the movies overall may be that they don't have a Kevin Feige at DC, being that he's an executive who understands and appreciates the comic sources. In addition, he also went to film school, so he understands how all of this ties together. DC, on the other hand, was parading around Jeff Johns, who's the head guy over at the comics, and gave us the impression that he was going to be president of the movies as well for DC. But that was never the case. They basically had him there for PR reasons, so if something went wrong, they would put him out and try to explain to the comic book fans that, hey, it's not so bad. So they basically made him like the apologist in chief. And come to think about it, he's still not the guy there. They hired a guy named Walter HAMADA who made his name on horror movies. But anyway, to not get on a tangent, let's get back to Kevin Feige, what's going on here. He just gave an interview to the BBC and he admitted that Kamala Khan, the new Miss Marvel, will be in live action one day. When this news first broke last Sunday, all of her stuff started going up on eBay almost overnight. We'll go over what key issues you need to get in just a moment. It's probably confusing because some people think of Miss Marvel and think of this character, but Miss Marvel is now the new Captain Marvel. I don't have enough time to explain how Miss Marvel went from this to Captain Marvel now, so the Miss Marvel name is now vacant, so Kamala Khan took on that name with the blessings of Carol Danvers, the current Captain Marvel. The Kamala Khan character's powers are nothing like the former Miss Marvel. She's more like a stretching morpher, much closer to Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four. She's also an Inhuman, so she checks a lot of boxes in terms of diversity. She's an Inhuman, she's teenage, she's female, and she's Muslim. In the comics, her background is she's born in New Jersey, but her parents are immigrants from Pakistan. She has her own ongoing title, and she's a member of the offshoot of the Avengers called the Champion, which is an all-teenage superhero group. In her title, she's an awkward 16-year-old who just got her powers and has to balance family life and fighting the bad guys. It also has a lot of sense of humor about it, so the tone is similar to like Ditko's Spider-Man back in the 1960s. Being that Kevin Feige is the Godfather, whatever he says, you can bank on it. The specific quote was, "We're doing Captain Marvel right now. Captain Marvel shooting right now with Brie Larson. Miss Marvel is another character in the comic books. The Muslim superhero who was inspired by Captain Marvel is definitely sort of in the works. We have plans for that once we introduce Captain Marvel to the world." There you have it. So basically, after Captain Marvel is set up, they're definitely going to spin off Kamala Khan in some type of project. Is it going to be on Netflix? Is it going to be on Freeform, formerly ABC Family? Will it be a movie? We don't know. But in terms of the comics, here's what you need to get. Captain Marvel number 14 from 2013, it has a small cameo of Kamala Khan. Then there's Captain Marvel number 17 from the same year, has another cameo of Kamala Khan. Then there's Captain Marvel number 17, second print variant, which shows her in her costume for the first time. This is an extremely rare variant. It wasn't even listed in the top 400 when this issue came out, so it could be less than 3,000 copies. Collectors love it, and the price on this is outrageous. And then there's Marvel Point 1 from early 2014, which is recognized by CBCS and CGC as the first full appearance of Kamala Khan as Miss Marvel. Full disclosure, I had a copy of this online at my eBay store. It sold immediately once that news had broken. I don't think I'll be offering any more copies at the moment. I think I'll hold it and let the price go up. And then there's Miss Marvel number 1 from early 2014 as well. It's her first ongoing title and it's her origin of how she got her powers. And that cover is already iconic. Miss Marvel is a great character. I'll talk more about her as we get more information in the future. And of course, Captain Marvel, who's the hero of our hero. Man, I can't wait the spring of 2019. We're going to get the Captain Marvel movie and we're going to get Avengers 4. So you know what's next. Next up is the speculation pick of the week. And the pick of the week for May 16th, 2018 is going to be the new challengers, number 1 from DC. This spins out of the Dark Knight's Metal crossover. It's the story of 5 misfit strangers who are given a second chance at life, but only if they obey the orders of a mysterious professor and execute deadly missions on the unexplored corners of the multiverse. On the surface of it, it sounds like the X-Men meet the Suicide Squad. It's a 6-part miniseries for DC to test it out, and it's coming out of Dark Knight's Metal. I like what's going on in that, so I would recommend this. Also consider it's written by Scott Snyder and drawn by Andy Kubert, who are already legends in this game. The runner-up of the week is Gideon Falls #3 from Image Comics. It's a new sci-fi horror series from Jeff Lemire. This guy does not rest. It seems it has found an audience, considering that issue #1 is up to a 3rd print. Shown here is the Jock first print version. Issue #2 is up to a 2nd print. And seriously, I would recommend anything that this guy writes. Of course, I can't do a report without talking about Infinity War and the damage that Thanos has brought down with his pimp glove. At the time I record this, the movie's only been out for 17 days and it has already made $1.6 billion. My prediction was 2.4 at the end of its life, but I don't know now. Avatar's record of 2.7 billion could be in trouble. We'll see what happens, but man, this guy's got the best job in the world for real. Next up is the ongoing battle between COMCAST and Disney. People need to stop thinking that Marvel is automatically going to get these Fox characters. We want the X-Men and we want the Fantastic Four to be back in the Marvel Studios fold. However, Comcast is battling Disney for the right to buy Fox. As a comic book fan, I'm sure you're pretty mad and upset and just exhausted from all this talk about who's buying what, and it's all confusing, but we have to talk about it because it's important. Fox, whose majority owner is Rupert Murdoch, has put it out there that Fox is for sale except for the news and sports division. Disney said no problem, and they offered to put up $52 billion, but in stock for Fox. So Disney is a major conglomerate considering that they own also Pixar, Marvel Comics, and Star Wars, but Comcast also owns NBC and Universal. However, Disney stock is around $102 per share and Comcast is only at $32 per share. So the consensus is that Comcast will put up $60 billion but in cash to buy Fox. And they will put up that counter offer, but only if the government approves the merger of AT&T and Warner Brothers. Like I said, it's all very complicated stuff. I'll have to talk about it in more detail at another time, specifically about this topic, because it would take a lot of time to get into the extreme details. All you need to know is that Disney buying Fox is not a done deal. Don't talk about it like it is. Comcast has something to say about it, because whoever buys Fox not only gets the Fantastic Four and the X-Men's movie rights, but they also get The Simpsons, Avatar, and of course Star Wars, New Hope, Empire, and Jedi, whose distribution rights belong to Fox. It's going to be a long time before this is resolved. Let's say Disney actually wins this, you're probably not going to see the X-Men and the Fantastic Four in the MCU to like 2022 or something like that. So even when the purchase does go down, the government has to approve it, which means years of red tape. As I mentioned earlier, I do have an eBay page where I sell comics. I sell key issues and my feedback rating is 100%. I've been selling online since 2012 and I know how to ship properly as well to protect them. So be sure to go out there and shop. I update about once a week. You know the drill. Subscribe to this channel, give it a thumbs up, and share it on social media so others can learn about comic power. Once again, thank you to all my subscribers and viewers. It only gets better from here.